Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that if you're returning. How you doing? Ooh, coffee, gotta have it. So, grab your coffee, some chocolate, because who doesn't need and this email was sent to me, all right? And I know that a lot of you guys shop with the LDS website, okay? As of 5/5, which was yesterday, the following items are either not available or out of stock. Apples, onions, potato flakes, rice, hard white wheat, flour, rolled oats, spaghetti bites. She said, I've never seen this before. So I wanted to give you that update. All right. Now, onto this. This is something that is epic. It's dangerous. It's a storm. All right. It's now upon us. There's no way out. The central banks and the government, the kleptocrats, as they are well known as, have set up a trap for themselves. And now they're caught with no escape. Yesterday, the Fed, they raised interest rates by 50 basis points, or 0.5%, in an effort to stem the tide of exploding inflation. But with real inflation at anywhere from 15 to 25%, the tiny gesture of 0.5% will have little effect on halting inflation, okay? It will, however, have a huge effect on real estate markets, which, have already reached their peak. Higher interest rates mean higher cost to service mortgage loans, and that makes it more difficult for potential buyers to qualify for bank loans on overpriced housing and land. The result will be swift: a rapid unwinding of the housing bubble that was catapulted into place by absurdly low interest rates and seemingly endless money printing. Now, that's only the beginning of the news of the economic storm that is now upon us. The U.S. trade deficit has now soared to nearly $110 billion deficit in 1 month, which was March, which means the U.S. simply isn't exporting much compared to all the things that it is importing. And this is a frightening indicator for the state of the U.S. economy in the long run. In addition, it is being reported that a shocking new economic report reveals that U.S. worker productivity has fallen by 7.5% in the first quarter of 2022. And that's almost like a plunge off a cliff. Yet, even as worker output is plunging, worker cost is skyrocketing. So America's businesses and manufacturers, they're paying more money for less productivity. Prices go up, outputs go down. And this is not a good thing for the economy. It's also being reported that e-commerce activity is falling sharply, and e-commerce platforms are getting hammered in today's 1,000 plus point plunge in the Dow, with some stock prices for e-commerce giants they're trading down as much as 17% in one day. With mad money printing continuing at a panic pace, it's only a matter of time before the entire debt-based fiat currency deception machine implodes, leading to what financial analyst, he has a channel and he's a friend of Trish's. His name is Gregory Mannarino. I don't know if I said that right. Mannarino. Okay, and he predicts could be up to 80% losses in stocks, bonds, and other dollar-dominated assets. All right. Now, the same there's another channel on Brighteon. I know a lot of you guys go on Brighteon. Is that how you say it? Brighteon. It's called Liberty and Finance. And there was a guy by the name of Andy Scheichtman, I can't pronounce it, and CEO of Miles Franklin, a large retailer of precious metals. Now, in that interview, this Andy Scheichtman, he unveiled this analysis about how BRICS nations are poised to unleash their own gold-backed digital currency that will instantly unseat the dollar as the world reserve currency. So, bottom line, you need to be paying attention or pay the price of losing literally all of your dollar assets when the music stops. The days of dollar dominance are rapidly coming to an end. And that means the days of easy money, affordable consumer goods, low-cost loans, easy credit, it's almost over. Adding to the shocking turn of global events, the governments of both Germany and Switzerland, they're now publicly urging their citizens and businesses to stockpile essential supplies to prepare for scenarios such as power grid collapse and nuclear war. And I had said this in yesterday's video about a subscriber who lives in Prague, which is a part of the Czech Republic. They had said this as well, to stock up for 10 days worth of supplies. So this is what the German Interior Minister said. Citizens should start hoarding, okay, this is their words, emergency supplies against the background of what's going on over in Ukraine, okay? Federal Interior Minister Nancy Faeser, Faeser, advised citizens to take survivalist precautions in the event of a crisis. This is not only affects technical issues, but also supplies of food, medicines, medical supplies. There are still 599 nuclear shelters in Germany. There are also some that are used differently today. It makes sense to reactivate some of them. And in Switzerland, even the mainstream corporate media there is reporting the near panic at the highest levels of the government. Swiss companies told to brace for electricity shortages. This is what they said. In the absence of an electricity agreement with the European Union, such as a scenario is likely if large power plants fail in Switzerland or abroad. A power failure could cause damages of up to CH4 CHF 4 billion or $4.3 billion a day in the newspaper notes, citing government figures. Now, Switzerland risks significant problem guaranteeing electricity in the short and medium term, especially in winter. In the absence of progress on a deal with the EU, according to experts. Now, nowhere, okay, of course, do they mention that Switzerland has violated its traditional position of neutrality or is now all in with NATO nations, or that they are sending weapons over, to the conflict and blah, 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 and carrying out economic weapons of mass destructions against, Russia and whatever. The primary provider of natural gas that powers Europe electrical grid, including to some extent, the power of Switzerland. Now, in essence, Germany and Switzerland are warning their citizens to prepare for an energy and economic crisis that was artificially created by their own governments. That's the sheer stupidity of progressive socialist Europe, which will almost certainly see the complete destruction of the euro currency in the next year or so, only adding to the economic suicide of the West. Now, Western Europe is about to experience an economic hellscape of their own making, yet their political leaders continue to issue destructive, insane decisions on a daily basis, no matter how stupid the ideas really are. Anything that can be said to punish Russia, even if it severely harms European citizens, it's being unleashed without any consideration whatsoever of long-term repercussions. So now if Germany and Switzerland, the Czech Republic, okay, they're all telling all of their citizens, buckle down, get supplies. How come this country isn't saying anything? That's my question. So, just saying. Just a question. It's, Now, on to this really quick, okay? The other day, I had spoken about how in Kansas City, it's now against the law to have roommates unless you're all related. Every single one of you must be related in order to live together. So now listen to what California is now doing. They're starting up offering a cocoon, like pods, to allow 14 residents to share a single house as an escape from soaring rents and real estate prices. I know. It's a co-living startup. It offers a new sleeping pod designed to allow 14 residents to share one home. And the first two sites are in Palo Alto and Bakersfield, California. And because, rent's on the rise and stuff like that, but it's like that everywhere. And homes are fully furnished with common workspaces, shared kitchens, 2 bathrooms. And, as rents and home prices soar to new heights, and one California co-living startup is offering a novel sleeping pod design to fit more residents into a single family house. Now, I'm going to leave the link in the description box below, and there's actual pictures of this pod. It's a whole bunch of no. I mean, I couldn't and I wouldn't. That's all I'm saying. So, on to this before I go, because this is something that we have spoken about in the past, holy cow. I hope you are not eating while watching this, and I hope that you don't plan on eating for the rest of the day. So, bugs. They get a bad rep, yeah? Unless you live over in Asia, because, they eat deep fried roaches. So, it's some bites, some stings, some stink, right? Yeah. What if they could be considered beyond their pesky traits? What if certain insects could be actually benefit the health of humans, of animals, the entire planet? Yeah. Virginia Tech scientists think so, and they have the research to prove it. So, the faculty at Virginia Seafood Agricultural Research and Extension Center are testing and eating certain insects to develop alternative and sustainable food resources to support a world population forecasted to reach 10 billion people by 2050. And I leave you with that. Happy eating. I love you. I will see you in the next one. You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fearless. Ciao.